Romancing the Dungeon is intended for mature audiences as this show contains adult themes. But not those kind of adult themes, just some sensitive stuff that some audience members may find upsetting. Content warnings for specific episodes can be found in episode descriptions. You're listening to Romancing the Dungeon, a soft-core D&D podcast about heroes navigating their daily lives while looking for love in a world full of peril, monsters, and heartbreakers.
Sort of the five of you plus Copper all kind of here, bundled in this passageway. You see that it continues on for about another 20 feet, and then there's a sharp right.
I'm going to run over and cast a level 2 healing word, a level 2 healing word on our boy, Mr. Bunny Harangan Man. It's going to be 10, and then I'm going to throw a d8 plus my whiz to our girl who's collapsed. That's going to be 7 points of healing to Grace as well.
Okay.
Can I sense anything with the tremor sense?
I'm going to say you're at the trail end of it. There are, as you kind of concentrate on those last few moments, that last few vibrations, there are several chambers where you are. You can feel those. Mm-hmm. But there is a central chamber. It's a large room. There are several corridors that sort of splinter off of it. The way you are going, you can get there, but it's going to take time.
I look at everyone and I say, we have to get to the center of this. If you're able to, follow me, and I just start sprinting.
Agreed. I'm going to throw another. That's 14 plus 8 is 22 points of healing to you.
Thank
with
you.
A first level cure wounds. Yeah, I'm gonna head straight away.
Yeah, Clodagh is gonna follow.
That other dice is rolling like shit.
I'm just also going to lather my body with a little bit of healing ointment.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll take my shirt off and then put it on. And then the weighted shirt I was wearing for training drops to the ground, obviously. And I'll release the weighted ankles.
So what, like a broccoli?
Come on, Broccoli. It's giving.
You are just you're all going to follow Oisin as he's leading the.
Absolutely.
As you run, and it is that thing of you're trying to make sense of what's happening, where you're going, what these two are doing. You lead them down this narrow stone passageway, Oisin, and the walls are just wet stone, just black wet stone, and you can see that where the grove overhead, you can roots sort of dangling from the ceiling, and moss, and even some of that rot, sort of like mold on the ceiling and on the walls underfoot. As you follow this corridor, it's straight and then right and then straight. It seems to sort of serpentine, as if it's kind of coming back in on yourselves. You come face to face with a door that is made entirely of bone. There is a giant skull staring at all of you, infused into the door.
I find it hard to believe we didn't know this was down here. It's the skull door?
I used my codex to restore a second spell slot while we were running as well, if that's okay. Aster's just going to give a look over and see if there's a way to open the door.
It's one of those things that the door is quite off-putting. It being made of bone and there's a skull. But as you approach, you see that the actual door itself is inside it. It's almost just like one of those. It looks horrifying, but the door itself is there. And as you push, the door actually opens. It's not locked. There's nothing. It's just a simple guise or a trick.
I just push the door open and I kind of just say to everyone, well, it looks like we found what we were looking for.
Then let's go in.
Or die trying.
Oisin, we need to be careful. I've heard them speak about this in Galeshire. This guy is not... we need to be careful. And she's going to cast Emboldening Bond on Aster, Oisin, and Trep.
No, listen, I get it.
What does that do?
So, as an action, I choose 3 willing creatures within 30 feet who
So
I
willing.
create a magical bond with for 10 minutes. And while we're bonded and within 30 feet of each other, we can roll a d4 and add it to an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Cool.
Slay.
Guess we head in.
You bundle into the room, and it is huge. The space that you're in is massive, and there are several other passageways and doorways leading off from it. There are 2 to the north. There's 1 on the south. And there are 2 on the western wall. As you look at it, but as you're trying to make sense of what was the direction, actually, where did we come from? You know that one of the 2 doors on the western wall leads to the chamber, that middle chamber where you felt that vibration, that obviously wherever Sekhmet and Quillo have gone, that's where they landed. So you know that one of the 2 doors on the western wall is what you were looking for.
Can I just use my Eldritch Blast? Blast the door open?
Are you sure you're not related to
Segment,
this stage,
shiver
I'm
runs
just
down
going-
Segment's spine.
See, at this point, it's all like very time sensitive, and it's like,
Yeah.
hey, I would love to take a hot second to have a look at these doors and make sure that we're not opening up the door to a Tarask or something. But we're on a tight schedule.
Yep, give me a roll. Just roll an attack roll with your Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. Why did I fucking waste the nat 20 on this?
It is that thing where you're trying to decide, is it the door at the top of the room or the bottom of the room, and you're kind of pointing, and it is that thing where you just shut your eyes and you point and you blast. Your Eldritch Blast meets another skull bone door, and as the blast hits from it, something in the ceiling gives way, and a ton of bricks and boulders just collapse out of the ceiling, like right at the door. You set a trap off.
Oh.
Anybody underneath it would have taken 10d6
Holy shit!
bludgeoning damage.
Okay, so not that one.
Yeah. Aster would like to just check after seeing that trap if the other door is trapped.
Give me an investigation check, Aster.
10.
You can't be certain. It's also made of skull and bone, but it's not locked. It's not unlocked like the one you came before.
The one that's been piled up, is it still accessible or is it just covered now?
You'd have to clear some of the rubble.
Okay.
While this is happening, Grace is just going to let people know that the Grey Lady was also wanting Asmodeus's heart, and that if she wants that, it is not good at all.
So no one knows what the Grey Lady is.
I know. Well, everybody looks crazy now. They were talking to someone we can't see. I was
Trep is
talking to
the only one
someone.
who's normal.
I'm the only one who's sane.
Exactly.
I mean, Aster hasn't seen any of these weird people either, so we're just
Yeah,
kind of
like your whole presence is just...
That's right, thank you.
Am I the only one who can see Aster?
Unfortunately
Okay.
for most people, no.
Grace, you explained that that an entity contacted you. It wanted Asmodean's heart as well, and if it wants Asmodean's heart, then whatever that is can't be good. With some of you checking the doors and trying to figure out a way through, the others kind of like looking around and kind of making certain things. Clodagh, you see on the walls there are mosaics that are largely still intact. Some pieces have kind of chipped away or cracked. Some are roots have kind of formed out, but what looked like 2 figures, male and female presenting, both naked, both surrounded in just fields of adoring worshippers. And between the woman's hands there is just a heart wrapped in thorns. On the other end of the wall, kind of facing at each other, there is the man has a very similar position, but there is just a jagged piece of what looks like broken glass between his hands. As you kind of survey the room, one of the figures looks like Lilith. One of the figures in the mosaic looks like Lilith.
Girl, what aren't you telling me?
What?
She's disappeared now. So.
What are you doing with the doors?
I guess, do you want to Eldritch Blast?
I'm blasting.
The other door?
I'm blasting the other door.
Yeah, give me an attack roll.
I walked in and I just started blasting. Me playing Elden Ring.
You hit the door. It seems to shimmer as the magic hits it. Some of the bones crack, but the door is still intact.
Okay. No traps set off or anything.
No.
Aster is just going to push it.
The door doesn't budge.
Oh.
I can blast again, or I can hit with my sword if you want.
Clodagh is going to try and hit it with the copper rabbit.
Oh.
That's okay. Yeah, just make an attack roll. Trep.
I'm just gonna ask it nicely. Paydor, it's Trep from the Grove. Please open.
Doesn't budge.
Just like everyone else in the Grove. Doesn't listen to me.
13.
You walk up and you wallop the door with the copper rabbit, and immediately just a blast of thunderous magic just erupts out of it, and like copper kind of even just covers his, like he pulls down his little spectral celestial ears, and it's like, Clodagh, the racket, the noise, the commotion, come on.
Can you tell us how to get through this thing?
You want to go in to the
Please.
room? I can bring you. I can't bring the others.
Why not?
Okay, let's go.
Oh, I've got enough in me to do that. I can bring her in. You can figure it out.
Yeah, I was just going to just try and figure out a way to open the door. Is there, like, can I kind of discern what kind of magic is keeping this door?
Yeah, you can give me an Arcana check.
Damn this fucking exhaustion.
Are you going in?
Yeah.
You're going to teleport?
Yeah.
It's a 16.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything at this point as Clodagh is about to literally blink away?
I'm gonna look through the mosaic for clues.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Nice.
Could I
6.
precast Thunderous Smite because it doesn't activate until I hit someone?
Yep.
It's just a 6.
Okay.
It's a pretty picture.
It's lovely. A lot of nudity though, Trep. Of which you are committing to memory. Better not awaken it.
I hope this mosaic underground by a skull door doesn't give me any sort of weird kinks.
I hope this doesn't awaken anything.
Clodagh. With kind of copper held in your hands, it's a one-way trip, Tuts.
Let's go.
Oh, I was really hoping he'd back out. And he just kind of nuzzles himself into you, and there is just a blink of magic. And you find yourself standing in a dark, 5-sided room. As you appear, Copper immediately kind of like sinks into himself, and he kind of like, it's something where he's kind of like burying his head in his paws, and he's just trying to like not. The room is pulsing. The room is beating. And it's almost as if the stone slabs sort of expand and contract with that beat. You see, just standing in the middle of the room, Sekhmet looking up at just a black piece of glass, and on a small little pedestal in front of her, where the glasses, these shards are suspended, she has laid out a small piece of cloth, and there are several other pieces of glass. And she is putting them into its place.
In fire and shadow, your heart I summon. Broken fragments of love and hate. Purged by flames, preserved by darkness. Broken heart, now to life return.
Can I cast Shatter
Shatter the heart, bitch.
at 3rd level?
Oh.
Yes, Miss Girl.
Oh god, I hope it doesn't rebuff.
Okay.
And it's a con save of 13.
Yes.
And it's half damage, so you roll your damage anyway.
So I'm just rolling for 3.
That's a fail. She got an 11 on the con save.
Kill her.
Okay, it's 4.
Drag her ass. Sorry.
Get her!
4. So on brand. 4d8s.
Do you need another?
Whomper.
Good. Okay.
Whopper good.
Okay, come on.
All of it.
Gimme the shit. Okay. We've got an 8. No, 10,
19.
18, 19.
Okay. You blink into the room. You see Sekhmet just affixing these pieces. Her eyes are jet black. There is blood just sort of trailing out of them. She seems to almost be in a daze as she's doing this. You feeling Copper trying to bury himself and ignoring the weird, painful sensation in this room. It is unpleasant. It is deeply unpleasant. It's getting in under your skin, into your bones and in your teeth. You can feel it. You can feel the life and the energy and that negative space all sort of just beginning to soak into you. And you find the noise. You find that sharp note and it begins to resonate. And just clenching your fists, you focus on the point of the platform where Sekhmet is standing in front of, placing these pieces of what look like glass up into that larger black shard. And there's an eruption of magic outwards as she is sent flying back into the wall with a heavy thud, taking 19 damage. The platform, and that's 190, Declan, do your math.
That's fine.
She hits the wall with a slump. Does a...
Sneaky Quillo. Hiding in the shadows, probably.
Bastard.
He's a bastard.
It's a 21 to hit.
Took advantage of my kindness.
Bastard.
What kind of attack is this?
Take 28 points of piercing damage as Quillo appears behind you and just stabs you in the back.
Of course he does. So on brand.
Who do you think you are?
What are you doing?
We are doing right by love. Roll for initiative, everybody.
How did I figure out how to get in that door?
So it's as you concentrate on the magical energy, it's very, very strange. There's something off with the magic, and it's that thing of there's something else, and you can't. It's that thing, nothing's clicking until your hand finds the codex and the obfuscation and the deceit. This is not the door. You need to get beyond the door
With the rubble?
with the rubble.
Okay, yeah, Aster will immediately start to... We'll tell everybody that, and that we need to get beyond that.
Okay.
14 initiative.
Okay.
13.
7.
Natty 1, but it brings me to a 9.
Okay.
I am squishy as fuck right now.
Bessie, what's your HP?
I'm like,
I mean, we live for a moment.
39.
We live for a moment. They have repercussions. Okay, so Quillo got a 23. Anybody get 23 or higher? Okay.
You're dead. Sorry.
Sekhmet got an 18. Anyone get higher than 18?
No. Did Quillo roll with disadvantage?
He did not. Nope. You are
He's still
correct.
hexed because hex lasts for as long as you want. For 8 hours, I believe.
Ooh. That is 10.
So then he should have rolled with disadvantage for attacking me?
He did
No,
not.
it's just dex.
Oh, just
It's dex
dex.
ability
Sorry,
checks. And
sorry.
initiative is technically an
wait,
ability
isn't
check. Why?
isn't sneaking a dex?
Ability check?
As in, like,
No,
if
she
he
just
was
Oh,
rolled if he hit or something.
he probably could have been hidden before she came into the room.
Yeah.
She never looked around for
Yeah.
him in general.
Oh, yeah.
So,
He just came in and started blasting.
Yeah.
to be honest, he probably has like
It wasn't
a
the-
bajillion.
Just start stabbing.
if he's a rogue and has his expertise in stealth, which he probably does, that
Yeah.
and deception, he's probably got a ridiculous deception.
But also we hate him, so we should go last.
Sekhmet gets up and just continues to do what she was doing when you came into the room. She just starts, she's ignoring you entirely. Clodagh, she just gets back up. Quillo has, again, it's that thing, he stabbed you in the back, and it's that, like, almost kind of turn you to face him sort of a thing. Behold the fire of soul's eternal fervor. In the fractures of glass your will is poured.
light and darkness, love and hate. Made one, a pure heart rises.
That is her action. That's all she's doing.
Yeah, makes sense.
It is ushing.
Perfect. Are we still outside or are we in the room now?
You're outside the room.
Yeah, and I told you that we have to get through the rubble to get in there.
Can I blast through the rubble?
Yep. Give me Eldritch Blast.
That is
Natural or unnatural?
7. Yeah, 30-20.
Yeah,
so
that'll
I
hit.
can clear through the rubble in the door.
Yeah. Again, it's the Aster shouts that you're concentrating on the wrong area. That it's all about deceit and obfuscating passageways, and just kind of turning your attention to the rubble. You blast at it. It chunks and it explodes. The door is about halfway. Like you've cleared about half of it. Grace.
There's something you can do.
Could you help clear the rubble?
Yeah, okay, I'll stop manually, but if you're going to blast and I'm going to be within...
I don't go till like the end.
Like if you want to use your athletics check to just
Okay, cool.
pulling at the
Try to
dirt.
rush the door or something.
Yeah.
What is your dex modifier, Clodagh?
Oh,
Probably not as high as Quillow's.
That's a 16.
Okay. Yeah, it is a thing of you are just lifting chunks of rock away and throwing it as Aster tells you that that's where Clodagh's gone. She's gone behind that door.
I think it's
His is a +4.
+1.
Okay. So he's going to go first. Yeah, he is going to manifest his echo.
Of course,
And-
yes.
How dare he?
How dare he use
kinda
what's
rude.
available to him, you know?
And again, he is going to, now that he's kind of lost the element of surprise, he's going to use that to kind of flank you. So it is behind you that it appears. So you are effectively flanked on both sides by him and his echo as he lashes out with his rapier again.
Do reactions have to be done in...
On your turn, yeah, you can react.
Oh, you
No.
do on his turn. You can
Yeah,
react.
you can react to something, yeah.
no, it's not me, it's covered.
Okay.
But it's a spell, so...
Yeah, it's a 17 to hit. That is 26, 29. He lunges straight
You healed.
at you again, and it's that you're trying to get to the platform, you're trying to get to Sekhmet. And as you turn, the Echo Knight is there, and you turn back just to see him lunge and stab you again. This is your fault. And he presses the blade in. Trep.
Is the rubble cleared?
Yeah, the door was it. Grace had literally lifted a chunk of boulder out of the way and just kind of dropped it. There's enough to squeeze through the doorway if you get it open.
Cool. Then I'll try get it open and squeeze through.
Give me an athletics check.
Could I, instead of trying to clear rubble, give you an acrobatics check as a little sneaky rabbit try to squeeze through?
Yes,
Thank you.
Why not?
Sure.
that's to balance all the evil stuff I do.
Sure.
As the evil
We're all gonna
characters.
die. Like, yeah, sure, you can have a little fun.
This? That's fine.
It's a bunch, yeah.
16 plus 8 is 24.
It's that thing where you budge the door as much as you possibly can. You can see the part of it is actually sort of buckled from where the rubble fell. And you can just, in that small crack that is opened, you can see Clodagh lying on the ground in a pool of blood. That Shader Kai elf and an echo of himself are standing over her. You can't quite see anything else beyond that, but there is just this sickening energy just emanating from that room as you sort of force yourself through it. You kind of like, it's like you have to squeeze through the crack of the door. You are inside. The room is a lot narrower, like a lot smaller than you are here. Bonus action?
Do I have any movement left?
Yes, I'm going to say like you want to use about 10 to get through the door.
For a like this room feels like the opposite of love. Would you say it feels like a familiar space for Trep?
The absence of love doesn't Trep's love, I don't know if you want to go with this, but Trep's love never became hate. It was never enacted on. But he never acted on it. He never said anything to Clodagh. It was never she rejected me. It was he never found the courage or the words to say anything other than "Hi, how are you?" to her.
He's gonna run over to her and put his body between Quillo and hers, lean down beside her and say, "Hi, how are you? It might be late, but I love you and I always have. And if one of us is gonna make it out of this, it's gotta be you." And using the last little salve of his healing ointment, he's going to rub it just on Clodagh's head.
Now you're going to have to rush past Quillo to get to her.
I'll go into his space, but I won't leave his space.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I always hate that little rule. That little attendant there.
He's not what is it, polar master? Is that the one, or sentinel? When somebody
He's just a dickhead.
13 healing.
You just shielding Clodagh and just blatantly disregarding Quillo, his echo, and what's happening in this room, what that woman is doing. You kind of scoop her up, and with that it is that thing of you place some of the ointment kind of on her neck and just kind of under her chin, and Quillo is just completely and totally unfazed.
What you have is a lust for power. It's not love. Do I have a bonus action?
That would have been your bonus action. Your action getting in the door and moving through, and then you had your movement, and then bonus action applying.
Sure.
Trash talk is free.
Yeah.
Yeah, trash talk is free. Well, then I'll just stand here.
Okay.
Looking at him.
It is Copper.
He is going to light bolt.
On.
Well, Quillo just attacked Clodagh, so
Okay.
I'm assuming
Yep.
Quillo. 14 plus 7, 21.
That hits Quillo.
Does it 21?
Does a 21
I love
hit
doing
the
it. I
game?
love doing it. It's so fun.
Does a 30 hit?
So it's 7. It's already rolled out, so it's a 7 piercing damage and 9 radiant damage.
Okay, 16 damage.
Nice.
Yeah. Copper, muscling on my lady. And he just kind of looks up at you, and you just see that his horn just kind of glows, and then there's just a bing, as just a bolt of light just shoots from the tip of his celestial horn. It hits Quillo, and he does kind of stumble back, not in any big way, but it's what the hell? And Copper is just giving you dirty look, Trep.
Love it.
I don't get this guy's problem.
It is Aster.
Okay. So can I see in the room? If there's a door ajar,
Yes,
I can see into it?
yes. It hasn't been opened enough for ye to get through, because again, you're all quite bigger
That's
and stuff
fine.
like that. But
As long as I can see and
Yes,
I can cast
you can.
spells through it,
Crap.
so I'm fine.
I say that?
Aster just says out loud, he just says, "I wonder from which of the starry skies do these thunderbolts fall from? Perhaps we should have a practical lesson today." And Sekhmet needs to make a dex saving throw. Does she get disadvantage because she's being occupied doing her little thing?
Yes.
She's a sorceress supreme. Thank you very much.
Fair. It's 15.
Okay.
It's the dex
I
save.
need the cummerbund?
Yep. But hotter. That is a dirty 20.
Cool. She takes it's going to be 17 halved lightning damage. Yeah,
Yeah,
8 rounded down if you're rounding down.
You're a mean DM. You round up.
No, you always round down.
No, but at this table, we
Oh, we round up?
yeah.
I like that.
I do that to you one time.
I remember.
Yeah.
Do I have a bonus?
The lights strain to hold their form in this space as they just sort of bend and crack, and then it just blasts at Sekhmet, who is continuing to just...
As well as that, if there's it does hit anybody within 5 feet of her. Does it hit the glass?
As you sort of, as you were watching this,
Yeah.
anything that comes within range of this is just devoured. It's just
Okay.
gone. It's just not, it doesn't exist.
Do I have any bonus action? No, I don't. I'm gonna back to my turn. I might. No, I'm gonna stay outside and cast spells from outside because it makes sense.
Okay. Sekhmet takes a piece of shard from the cloth and she holds it up, and then as as she kind of reaches to it, you see that the larger piece just pulls on it and it just snaps into place.
Lord of Fire, the thunder of divinity, come to me, Sacred Heart. Asmodean, with fiery chains I bind you, and again you live in your name.
And there are it's just several broken pieces of what looks like black glass now just hovering in the air, and they begin to bend the light around everything. And the room, the pulsing, the beating heart gets faster and heavier. There are no more shards on the table in front of her. It is Ushing.
What I want to do is I want to rush into the room and attack Sekhmet. See if I can stop her from casting whatever she's casting, even though it might be too late.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm conscious of that. If I need to get through the door, I might would I be able to just use all my movement to just push through the door?
You can. I only make you use half your movement. You have to give me an athletics check, and that would be your bonus action to kind of fully barge the door open.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I would say DC 12.
Nat 20.
Oh,
Nice.
seeing what's happening beyond, feeling that energy get heavier. There's just a moment, Oisin, where you can kind of, out of the corner of your eye, see Clodagh lying motionless on the ground. You feel this intense negativity permeating from that space. But all you can feel there and then is just that lingering essence of Lilith's kiss. And you shove your whole body weight into the door, and it falls free of its archway.
Awesome.
You have all your movement and an action.
Perfect. I'm going to go right up to Sekhmet, and I'm just going to just attack her. I had precast the Thunderous Smite, so that'll also activate if I hit her, and I'm also going to drop a Smite on this if I hit her.
Yep.
Come on.
You get a D4 added to this as well.
Get it.
Or you can choose to add it to your damage, I think.
Okay.
It's going to be 16 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, perfect. I don't even have to use that. Okay. So, 6, 9 slashing plus
2d6 and 2d8, right?
Yeah.
Unless she is a Fae or Fae Fiend or Undead. Or a
She's
Fiend or Undead.
neither of those things.
Yeah.
She's just a bitch.
I know, but if you're Undead, I just think.
Plus 13 radiant. Plus 7 thunder. How much is all that?
That's a lot of damage. I can't even.
13 radiant and 7 is 20.
Yeah, no. Trust me, I've counted. I'm looking at it here on my
And
sheet.
also, just for good measure, because I do want to
The
kill
D4.
her.
Yeah.
Plus 4 from Clodagh. Thank you, Westy. Sorry I said all that shit.
It's like, I'm sorry, now let you down.
How much is that in total?
It was like close to 30 damage, I think.
It's more.
I kinda
What
just
did you get in the
wanna
D4?
say it. At 4.
4.
Your face. I kind of just want to say it.
Okay. So you charge into the room, Ushing, your longsword in hand. You see Sekhmet sort of staring up at this. You don't know what the fuck it is, but it doesn't matter. You see Clodagh on the ground, Trep sort of defensively over her, and you just storm towards Sekhmet.
From ashes, from fragments, the heart of love and hate is reborn to create a new and pure world.
You swing, and your great sword hits her. And it You see that she goes to put her hand up to cast shield. And the heart pulses. And the magic doesn't come.
In your chest. Now. It beats again.
And everything slows as your blade finds her chest. Quillo. And she falls to her knees. And she falls to her side. Sekhmet Tinderson, Sekhmet Isidrin, has died.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Quillo screams in this moment.
Oh, he's going to take this well.
And the room starts to beat faster and faster.
Oh, fuck.
How is the glass thing? Is that still put together?
Sekhmet's blood starts to rise and spin upwards as if it's being drawn up towards the shards. And it just sort of gathers and pools underneath it. And then the shards draw it in.
Oh shit. I scream to the room. I say, someone who can deal with magic, please deal with that. I don't know what's going on.
And Quillo just runs towards it, places a single hand on the shards.
Can I attack him, or is it too late?
If you want to make an attack roll, you can make an attack roll against him.
Fuck it.
Trep, you would do as well.
Yes.
That's an 18.
That'll hit.
Lovely. I'm gonna just...
Last divine smite. You have one.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Also
yeah.
18,
Yeah.
and he needs to make a con saving
Yeah.
throw.
And this is also
okay.
technically thunder damage?
Yeah.
Perfect. So that is...
Who's trying to kill him
Kind
too?
of thrown, falling at it. So I'll still do the con save, but
15.
what's your damage?
What's your damage? Sorry.
21 with all the radiant thunder and slashing put together.
Okay, 21 damage.
12.
12 damage.
God, I actually feel kind of sick.
Me too.
Yeah.
And a con save.
14.
That's a 21.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
what?
so-
Quillo, his eyes locked on the shards above, Sekhmet dead beneath it. His hand touches the shards as Oisin, you swing backwards with your longsword, and Trep, you just kick upwards with your foot. Both of your attacks connect. You feel him. You feel the blade slice through him. And then he's gone. And the shards are gone.
The ground beneath you begins to tremble violently, and there's this deep, resonant growl that rises from the floor below you. The ancient beast, known only as the Heart Eater, has stirred from its millennia-long slumber, and you watch as the walls around you begin to pulse in the rhythm with that sickly heartbeat, and you start to see this necrotic green light just sort of beginning to burst and pour through the cracks as the terrifying creature infused with dark magic just bursts forth. You see its massive segmented body tearing through the earth with just this raw primal rage. Its enormous form is monstrous. Its body is covered in just this thick chitinous plates, and it seems to stretch for hundreds of feet, each segment just rippling that same sort of sickly necrotic energy. And as it coils and twists and moves, you notice that the air around it warps and twists with it. Dark magic seeping from its form seems to bleed out of it and into the earth, rotting it. Here, Oisin, you have come face to face with the source of the rot, this terrifying monstrosity that has lain dormant for centuries at the roots of the grove. Its terrifying maw just opens, and it's lined with multiple rows of just cracked, jagged, almost obsidian-like teeth, and it just twists as it opens wide, and you all see just this almost abyss deep within its belly as the light in the room is almost drawn towards it. Dozens of eyes kind of blink and flick, just these dark, tar-like ooey globules for eyes set into its head, sort of scan the room in multiple directions. And as it locks eyes on you, you can't help but stare at it, and there is no reflection. There is a vast nothingness, and the only thing you see drowning there is just this insatiable hunger. The walls around you begin to crack and crumble, and massive chunks of stone just collapse from the ceiling as the Heart Eater's frame serpentines, crashing through the walls, the floor, the ceiling. It thrashes around violently. Dust and debris begins to fill the air, and your vision starts to kind of obscure, and you begin to choke. Those carvings and the ancient runes, almost that stone tapestry you had seen, just where they once stood fixed in the walls, they've been obliterated. There is nothing but stone and dust left of it. And it dawns on you in this horrifying moment that the lost labyrinth, this prison, this space that you had only just found, is beginning to collapse in on itself. And a rising, sickly feeling of desperation begins to bubble up inside you as the ground beneath your feet shifts and splits, and you start to see these fissures and chasms begin to just sort of rip open, making each step perilous. Everybody give me a dex saving throw.
I'm outside the room.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah.
So am I actually.
God,
Yeah.
we're outside the room.
And to think I looked at the Expeditious Retreat spell twice and didn't take it.
But I got a nat 20.
Mhm.
Probably got a 15.
Okay.
Plus it's
Nepo 20, as in an unnatural 20, but let me know if it
19.
fails, because I can add something to it.
No, 20's fine.
5.
Fails. Grace and Aster, you can just see it. And as you recoil and you're kind of knocked from it, Clodagh, Copper, Trep, the three of you are able to kind of clear it. That's a 23 to hit on the bite. That is 16 bludgeoning damage, 12 necrotic damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 20.
So that is a 9.
You lose 12 of your maximum hit points
Alright.
Jesus.
as this creature just erupts out of the wall and courses through you, its teeth slashing, and just this ghastly energy just emanating from it. It pulls the life out of you, and you feel this coursing pain in your heart. The Heart Eater lets out this horrifying wail. It is agony and torment. It is hurt. Its screech just bounces and reverberates through the room you are in and down those hallways as this just painful nightmare sound. It burrows deep beyond your ear, almost into your skull, and in the midst of it, as the room collapses down around you, Clodagh, as you sort of struggle to get your bearings, you just, out of the corner of your eye, you see Quillo there. His eyes lock on yours. They are jet black. There is something innately different and terrifying about Quillo. In his arms, you see that he is holding the lifeless body of Sekhmet. And then you see that there are actually tears running down his face. And he vanishes into the darkness. Everybody else, you see the Heart Eater, this giant worm. It seems to have kind of found its path, and it is moving upwards. And there in the grove, villagers that had returned to their home, villagers that may have even ventured out now looking for answers, looking to why hasn't Pater come back, where's Clodagh, where's Oisin, what's going on. The ground begins to tremble and shake as tremors just begin to ripple outwards, and there is a massive eruption in the basilica itself, here within the root, as the Heart Eater begins to tear up through the ground. Clodagh, Trep, Aster, Oisin, and Grace, as you desperately look for a way out, somewhere to get out from this, what could effectively be your final resting place. Your eyes scanning the collapsing corridors, the wake of destruction left behind by the Heart Eater. It all begins to fall into place, and that desperation is now smothered by a sense of helplessness. And Clodagh, there is just a terrifying thought that screams loudly from the back of your mind. Asmodean has returned, and in his wake, he has unleashed this ancient terror upon your world, upon the Grove. And we'll leave the episode there.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
I hate you so much.
She's a heart eater.
Hey, sorry for dooming your whole.
You've been listening to Grove is in the Heart, a Romancing the Dungeon special, with Eilish, Ben, Dahi, Tendai, and Apollo. I'm Declan, and I've been your Dungeon Master. This is going to be one of those episodes, I think, that stays with me for a very long time. As a DM who enjoys giving their players so much agency in their world, having watched them engage this story and interact with characters like Quillo and Sekhmet, it's been an absolute blast to see where they've taken it. And this is one of those moments that's going to have lasting consequences, not only on my story and the world of Arcanum, but on our main cast and Hephaestus. It's also one of the first times I've been, as a DM, able to bring in a creature, a monster that I made all by myself. And we haven't even encountered it yet, and I'm excited for you to find out what happens when we do. Make sure you check us out on social media at D8 Dungeon on all major platforms. We're right in the middle of organizing our TTRPG charity fundraiser, D8 Dungeon Drive, and we are most likely, with this episode going out right now, probably still in the middle of looking for people to get involved. So why don't you get in touch with us, whether you are a DM, a player, or a business. And if you want to sponsor a prize and support the fundraiser, then shoot us a message on social media or drop us an email, d8dungeon@gmail.com. Just what's left of the Grove after all of this? Find out 2 weeks' time. We'll see you then. Take care.
That's a lot of information to process.
After they're just scraping the dirt.
It's just like the who?
There's a what?
Grace is just standing there in the in the doorway, like.
It's like, I was in the forest yesterday.
What the fuck is this?
I stab one bird guy, take his heart, and suddenly I'm stuck in this shit show.
Where'd that moon punch?
I don't know.
Sorry.